Thank you for coming to our second section of the third annual Symposium on Inner Understanding Through Telling Text and Object. Again, my name is Jane Remick. So we are proud to introduce our second panel on objects and object understanding in mythology. As I said, our panelists are quite varied, and I'm sure that I couldn't introduce them as well as they can introduce themselves. So if we could just do a quick trip down the line, starting with Dorothy. Is that correct?
Yes, Dorothy. No, it's Dorothy, but Dorothy Pilar. I'm actually a twin sister of my sister, Dorothy Diaz.
I know, I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry.
It's very confusing. I'm not a PhD student like my sister, but I am a filmmaker, and I do documentary film, and I've traveled all over the world, making films about a lot of things that my sister researches, mythological creatures, and unearthing these mythological creatures and trying to find these creatures that exist all over the world. My last project was in Scotland, trying to find the Loch Ness Monster, and we came pretty close.
Correct me if I'm wrong, you were working with Robert Einstein.
Right, yes, right.
On yes, some of their work with Bigfoot sexuality.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you.
Funny that you mentioned Bigfoot sexual toys, aka objects. My name is Axel Fraekarr, and I'm a researcher about mythology and mythological creatures on Second Life. And that came up on Second Life just a few months ago by a researcher, I forget who brought it to my attention, but anyway, it was fascinating.
Sure, and your research is based, are you at a university, I want to say?
Ottowa.
Yes, excuse me, of course. Thank you. Thanks.
Hi, I'm Dr. Jemeli, and I study aesthetics of art, music, and medicine. So that is what I'm doing currently at the University of Southern California.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Hi, my name is Benjamin Dover. Well, first of all, before I introduce myself, I'm going to, I'd like to thank the Center for Unknown Stories, and thank you very much, Jane, for inviting me.
Sure.
I'm currently a PhD student at the University of Idaho, Boise. I'm writing my dissertation on at what point does a mass of atoms become an object? Right? That's a lot of information on that.
So we were talking about the sort of thematics of new media and aesthetics in this conversation, and so I'm going to be really interested to hear what you guys can say about our first object. And as I mentioned in our first panel, that intersectionality and understanding is one of the main priorities of this conference. So I want to introduce an object to you that is actually quite archaic in its aesthetics, and because I'm interested to know what kind of intersections you see in talking about this object.
Oh, look at this beautiful marking right on the front. Can everyone see that? Do you mind holding it up? What is that? That is, it's pointing at something, right? So it looks like a map. Let's lay it out. Oh yeah. Look at this map. This is actually a map of the New World from. It's a reproduction of the map of the New World that Christopher Columbus used. You know, this is a reproduction. We would have to be wearing gloves, things like that, if this was the original from his day. But look at this, north. And this line right here, it's sort of off-color.
Yeah.
That's Europe. And over here is the vast expansion of the Atlantic Ocean.
Do you mind if I?
Oh,
I want to make sure that the audience can see.
Yeah.
and I don't know if do you agree with that hypothesis?
Yes, absolutely. What most people don't know about Christopher Columbus is that he was a flautist. And so not only is this a map of the New World, but it also is an indication of the kind of music that he played as he traveled across the seas. So right here what we can see is he has the two different clefs, the treble and bass clef right here, and the musical notes are actually sewn and integrated into this map in a very secretive way. He didn't want anyone to ever know about his flouting. So this was something that was very special to him, and it had a lot to do with that time period of travel.
And one of the many things about Columbus that have come to light through the research of the Center for Unearthed Stories.
Yes, absolutely.
And what's so interesting is that this was referenced on Second Life about a year ago.
This exact
object used as a flying cape to travel around the universe.
You definitely see thematically, right?
It's it. This is it.
Yeah.
And it was a hybrid Slovenian dog beekeeper that was wearing this, traveling around the universe as a cape.
Yeah.
I mean, the full circle, there it is.
Right. Can I ask, was the object in Second Life, was it a replica of the original, or was it a replica of this replica?
That would be hard to say because it's, computer-generated images. It's not 100% clear whether it's a replica of the replica or a replica of the replica of the replica.
Or the original.
Or the original.
But those are certainly the politics.
But the spirit of it lives as this tool for exploration.
Dorothy.
Not yet. It is actually, I'm working on a project right now called Replica of the Replica of the Replica. And, we talk a lot about this because although, of course, it's not the original, but the replicas of the original, it becomes very muddied. And yes, for a similar object, not even this one at all, but we've been talking a lot about, there's lots of maps that explorers would use. Amerigo Vespucci, similar to Christopher Columbus, came up with a very similar mapping of some sort, and he was actually a bassist. And
I can verify that is absolutely correct. It is a very little-known fact. We are unearthing it just now.
Yeah.
Is there evidence of collaboration?
Yeah, many explorers are musicians.
And over time, also time-traveling musicians. They leave notes for others to come after them and have a participatory.
But yes, I actually didn't know about Christopher Columbus and his flouting. So I think that would make it into the film.
The round of applause.